Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you, wherever you are in the world as I'm posting this, or whenever you happen to stumble upon this video. I'm setting the intention here for a message for the next 24 hours from whenever you happen to see it, but I will be labeling it as a message for the 21st of July. Happy birthday, July 21st, babies. I apologize for a little bit of a late post today. But we're going to see what's coming up here and see what we have going on. Ooh, the Strength card. All right, Major Arcana cards. So, Major Arcana cards are going to come up anytime the situation that we're dealing with is directly connected to something we came here to learn, something we came here to accomplish or master. So even though I'm setting the intention for a 24-hour period of time, Major Arcana energy comes up when we're coming into a new chapter, a significant defining moment, a significant period of time in our life. So even though I'm setting the intention for a 24-hour period of time, Major Arcana card would tell me that whatever's happening for you in the next 24 hours from whenever you happen to see the video is directly connected to what you came here to experience, and like it's setting a series of events in motion. So something may be happening in the next 24 hours that's getting the ball rolling, bringing about like a new chapter in your life, a significant new period of time, or something that is very formative, or that's going to be very formative. Now, the Strength card is associated with the astrological sign of Leo. If you have a Leo placement, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo that's going to be really significant in your journey at this time. But even if there's no Leo placement, no Leo involved, this is a very powerful card that is about commitment, loyalty, and in my experience, this is a card that I pulled for myself so very frequently several years ago. Every time I shuffled, I kept getting the Strength card. No matter how many times I changed decks, or like I kept getting this card, and I was baffled by it. I didn't understand what it meant. So, based on my journey and my experience of having pulled this card a lot, and the things that happened for me after that. For me, in my readings, when I see the Strength card, you may be coming into a period where you're being forced into a direction, like the universe is like forcing you into a direction that maybe you weren't wanting to go. It was not maybe what you had intended, or it was not what you had planned for yourself, and it might be triggering a lot of vulnerability in you. You might be feeling very vulnerable. You might even be feeling kind of alone in the process, like you don't have anybody to turn to. But one of the things I've seen come out of this card is that you're going out into the unknown. You're going out into uncharted territory, and you may be feeling as though you're doing it completely by yourself, without support, without help. But you're going to get out there and you're going to realize that not only are you going to succeed, you're going to absolutely conquer. You're going to thrive, right? She went out into the wild and she tamed this lion. Now this lion is protecting her. It's beside her. It's with her on the journey. So you're going to see that you're able to accomplish things that you didn't think you could accomplish. But deeper than that, as you're going out into the unknown, as you're going out into this uncharted territory, you're going to find your allies along the way. Your allies, your protectors, those who are loyal to you. I do see this card come up a lot when people are craving or longing for loyalty. So you might feel like, people ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal these days. You might just be feeling like just people don't have your back, or people don't believe in you, or people aren't being supportive of you in your dreams. And remember, okay, the relationship we have with other people is often mirroring back to us the relationship we have with ourselves. So if you begin to commit to yourself and you take those steps and you go out into that unknown and you stick to your goal, your idea, the things that are important to you, you're going to come across along the way those who are going to have your back, those who are supportive of you, those who believe in you, right? Those who care just as much as you do about the things that you're trying to accomplish. That loyalty. One more thing. So there's another kind of message here with the strength card. And I know a lot of people traditionally, because people are used to watching tarot for love and romance, they see the strength card and it immediately goes to like marriage or commitment. And yes, that could be something that some of you are manifesting at this time, or strengthening an existing marriage. That is possible. But one more thing for me in my readings with the strength card is this lion, right? There's strength in gentleness. There's strength in vulnerability. There's strength in being loving and nurturing and caring. Because I imagine, how on earth did this woman come in and conquer this lion? If she went in there and started to yell and scream at this lion and smack it around, it would rip her to shreds, right? So I just kind of imagine in my mind, like, she maybe kept a safe distance from it. She gave it space. She gave it time. She left out food and water for it. Maybe she took care of it when it was injured and when it was sick. And little by little established this bond through her gentleness, through her nurturing. Now she has a very loyal protector. If you or I tried to go anywhere near that lion or anywhere near her, chances are that lion would tear us up, right? So the way that we can bond with other people, the way that we can demonstrate value, the way that we can be in our power, can be through embracing our vulnerability, knowing our limits, right? Having healthy boundaries, and being a loving, nurturing, caring person. We can bond with others, or we can establish connection with others by not overthinking it, not overcomplicating it, and focusing on like just the basic needs of all living beings and all living creatures, right? We have a very common uh, uh, makeup, right? Humans, animals, we have a lot in common in terms of like life and being alive and like physical needs. And so sometimes we can kind of simplify the way that we're putting ourselves out there and the way we're trying to connect with others, right? One more example. This hasn't come up in a long time, but I know it's an example that used to come up in my tarot readings when this card came up, but I haven't used it in forever, and I'm being reminded of it now. Um, if you are someone that like you're craving loyalty and you're craving the commitment or the marriage aspect of this card, and you're like, I just don't know where I'm gonna find my person, or I don't know how I'm gonna connect or have that bond. When I was talking about simplifying things, right? Simplify. Think back to like how easy it was when you were in like preschool or kindergarten. It's like, do you like dinosaurs? Yeah, I like dinosaurs. Oh, we're gonna get married when we grow up, right? Like there were just little common things that you had in common, and you could build upon those things and build friendships. But we grow up and we just really complicate things. It's all about um like being seen a certain way, or being perceived a certain way, or putting out a certain image, or trying to impress, or being cool, or being hot, or being edgy, or being intellectual, or like whatever. Like just being you and finding the common grounds and finding common interests You know, sometimes we see people and we're like, man, that person makes friends so easily, or they have so many friends from so many different backgrounds. These are people who just understand there's a common thread, right? And we just make things complicated. We make things more difficult than it needs to be, and it doesn't have to be that hard. You can talk to people, you can initiate friendships, and just keep it simple, keep it focused on just, you know, common ground, common basic human uh, experience, right? Think about that, pray about that, meditate about that. So many of you are coming into a time where you're really going to be embarking on a new journey. Quite possibly because of my experience with this card when it kept coming up for me, quite possibly maybe a journey you didn't intend to go on, right? You didn't see it coming, even if you're an intuitive person, right? We intuitives know, sometimes we know what's happening for other people, but we can't tell in our own life, right? So even if you're an intuitive person, you may have not seen this journey coming, but it's going to be a wonderful one. Okay, it's going to be a wonderful one in which you realize how much you're capable of how much you can accomplish, and finding your allies, your supporters, your loyal people, your tribe along the way, people who stand up for you, people who defend you, you know. And one more thing, I keep saying that, but there's just so many layers to this card. um Sometimes also with this card, it's coming up because you may have had somebody bail on you at a very, very important time, or at a very, very important, like, crossroads. Maybe someone had made a promise to you or committed to something, in terms of business, or maybe you were like gonna move or go on a trip or something, and this person just, they flaked. They backed out last minute. They're not gonna do this. I've seen it come up with this card. Or you're looking for an investor or a partner in something you're trying to get off the ground, but it keeps, you know, not happening. It keeps, you know, falling apart last minute. This is happening because you're meant to go and have this experience and do it by yourself. It doesn't mean that you're meant to be by yourself for the entirety of your life. It doesn't mean that you're doomed to be a lone wolf. It's that in this particular situation, the lesson here is for you to see how powerful you are, how capable you are, and how much you have to offer, and how much you're able to do, like how capable you are, how talented you are, how gifted you are. And if you're doing something in terms of like creativity, like you're doing something creative, or you're inventing something, or you're doing something in terms of spirituality or healing or teaching, the reason for having to do this alone sometimes is because you're a channel, and God and universe is working through you to bring something into existence, and you're the one that is the channel because there's something about your style, there's something about your voice, your style, your way of seeing the world, your way of creating, that is very unique, and God and universe wants it to come through your lens, like your filter, without being influenced by the lens or the filter of somebody else. It needs to be conceived and birthed in the way that only you could do. So think about that, meditate about that. It needs to be brought into the world without the influence of anybody else, through you, in your way. Okay? So hopefully this is helpful. It's an exciting card. It's an exciting message. I'm hoping I'm hoping that for myself it might be something that might apply for me. So I'm keeping fingers crossed on my end here. But a lot of you seem to be really resonating with the card of the day. So I'm very excited for you guys being on this journey. It's a fun one, and so we look forward to good things happening and all the creating that you all will be doing moving forward. If you want to check out the weekly forecasts, those are linked in the description of the video. Love readings for July are linked in the description of the video. I am currently working on the August love readings. And if you want to schedule a private reading with me, link in the description of the video. That will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Take care, my darlings. See you all in tomorrow's message.